Okay. So this is a house which was photographed 1 year ago, I think. And this is a house by the name of Pate House. Pate is they are well-known builders in Pune. So this is a huge apartment which we designed for them. It was a 4-bedroom apartment which was converted into a 3 BHK apartment. And this is the entrance lobby. Now, if you see, this is very warm. It has a lot of at the first glance, you would understand that there are a lot of textures on this. You know, the entire paneling on this long wall is in strips of wood with veneer at the back. And actually, this is not only paneling, but there is a lot of storage which is hidden behind this. This entire wall paneling has a shoe unit. It has some ancillary storage. It has the battery backup inverter system which has been kept there. It has the distribution board. So this entire length, the entire length of the unit has a lot of storage. So what we did as a design element, we took these strips and we took them onto the ceiling also. We dragged them onto the ceiling, and then I don't have a photograph of this space. On the other side, on this side, on the left side of the chair, there is a long mirror. There is a huge mirror. So actually, when one enters next to this Ganpati, which is there. Can you see the cursor which I'm moving?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, yes.
So there is a door, glass door over here. Because of the Vastu, the actual door was on this side and this was a lobby. So just for protection, there was a glass door there. So as one entered, you could see this whole paneling getting duplicated. So there is a huge mirror on this face. Unfortunately, when the photographer was taking the photo, he could see himself in the reflection, which is why the photo was not taken. So a very important way of using different kind of textures and hiding storage behind that. So this is the main entrance to the lobby, to the house through the lobby, and this is the photograph of the main entrance. You enter from behind this partition, which is the stripe partition. Again, this part of it has storage in it. You enter from behind the screen, so there is a bit of a privacy for the dining space. And from there, this is how you enter one bedroom on this side. So all the doors are flushed along with the paneling. You don't see a handle there or anything major in size that would indicate a door. There is a slit over here which can be used as a handle to open the door or close it. So this much part of the space is in wood flooring, which is from the lobby, which continues. And beyond that, this is Italian marble, which is Armani Grey. That is the Italian marble. And again, this door which you see over here, that door is the door of a powder toilet. Powder toilet is a small toilet with just a washroom and the WC. There's no bath system there. So this is the dining space, and what we did is the living room, the entire living room is painted in a teal color. A teal color is a mix of, it's like turquoise. So the entire living room is in a teal color, and we have broken the continuity of that space by giving a cement finished ceiling. These are cement boards, and we have made a ceiling out of cement boards. And the image, if you see that, over here, the cement ceiling gets dragged and comes down vertically onto this thing, and there is a niche inside where a sculpture can be kept. So if you see in this, if you see in this image, there are various kind of materials used. You have veneer on one side, you have wooden strips over here. In the flooring, there are two materials. You have wooden flooring. This is natural wooden flooring. You have the Italian marble. You have a very different kind of ceiling, a teal ceiling, which is very uncommon actually. A different kind of color has been used for the ceiling. And we have these cement panels. We come down and form a paneling on this side also. So this is a good example of how different colors can be used, different textures can be used to create an interesting ambience. Again, if you see these lights, these are huge lights. These are about more than 2 feet in diameter. and this part of the light is in paper veneer, and the other part of it is this is an actual wood, and this is paper veneer, which is why, because it is paper veneer, the light is percolating through. So you see a variety of texture, we see a variety of color we used over there. Another shot of the same space, the dining, and you see the kitchen at the back. All this paneling which is seen over here on this side, on both sides of the entrance to the kitchen, this entire thing is a storage. But the kind of detailing that we do, this itself acts as a handle. There are no specific handles to the unit, and all these things, these grooves act as handles, and the storage can be used from both sides, from behind as well as here. So all this forms, so even if the storage is only 6 to 8 inches in depth, is housing a lot of things. This can be used for glasses, it can be used for condiments, it can be used for so many other things. So this gives you a better view of the dining area with the teal ceiling, as you can see there, the cement colored ceiling over the dining space. And that's a photograph of what you see as you enter the living room. When you see, there is an end-to-end paneling here. Right from this point, the paneling turns and it goes all the way till the entrance. So this whole thing is in smoked teak veneer. Smoked teak is basically teak. They use the process of giving it's actually smoked, and it gets more oxygen, which is why it becomes a darker shade of teak. So this is all smoked teak, and this is a white Duco painted unit. So the detailing is very, very simple over here. There is an emphasis on using different kinds of colors and textures. So the entire space, if you see this entire space, this is an Italian marble. This goes through, this is the living area. It goes through into this area, which is at the back. What you see at the back is a terrace which has been enclosed. And there's a vertical garden also here. It becomes a very, very interesting space and a part of the living room. So there is an L-shaped terrace here which has been taken into the entire thing. There are big sliding folding doors. So once you open that, you get a wonderfully large living room, which this is on the 9th floor of a building. So it gives a beautiful view of the greenery beyond. There's another door of one of the bedrooms, and there's one bedroom here. So here, more importantly, what you can see is the color used on the ceiling. So as I said, it's a teal color. Even the air conditioner units have been painted in the same color. Another view of the living room and the terrace. You can see Pune city from the. So it's a clean glass railing with just a wooden handrail on top to give a clearer view. There are nice, huge rain trees below. You can see a few of those from the glass. So what we did is the terrace which we included into the living room, this terrace was converted into a mandir. They wanted a big mandir. When I say big, it was a 3 feet by 3 feet mandir unit. And in case they have any kind of large gatherings, the gathering could spill out into the living space. And this is a very interesting unit on the right, which is called a day bed. So you can, through the day, you can in fact sit there, read a book, even if there is a puja or something going on, senior citizens can sit there. So it's a multi-purpose unit. It's called a day bed. It's a very interesting concept, and makes you automatically feel very, very nice and casual once you go and sit there. So I think I might be having a few photographs of somebody using that space also. Yes. So that's the feeling of once you sit on the day bed, and these are big end-to-end windows with wooden blinds, and the entire portion, the gray colored portion on top, the whole thing was actually open to sky. terrace with some beams running across. So we paneled out the entire beams, gave a glass roof on top with a pergola, so that the light would be, the amount of light that came in could be controlled. And these are all cement concrete lamps. These are made of cement concrete. Again, these are handmade pottery. You have a very nice vertical garden here, which also continues onto the next photograph. You will see that it continues near behind the mandir. See a small Nandi here. Yes. So you can see the vertical garden continuing on to from behind the mandir. So it doesn't have a feeling of a very enclosed space. At the same time, it's not totally out in the open. So it's a very nice feeling. The owners are very happy. They were a bit skeptical initially when we told them we would be having a mandir like that. But now after it is done, it's a very nice, interesting space to be in. And one doesn't feel like you're sitting in a very small puja room. It's a nice place and there is a connection. So even when somebody is visiting, they have the urge to go and pay their obeisance to the mandir there. You can see the pergola there in the photographs. You can see the pergola. So this is the unique part about this apartment is, in fact, it was a problematic thing that all bedrooms opened into the living room. So there was a problem with privacy. There was a problem with how with so many doors. There are actually 4 doors, 3 bedroom doors and 1 powder room door, and all these 4 doors look into the living room. So you would see so many doors there. So how to treat the doors was a big problem. So if you see, I'm going back. This is one door. This is one door, and that is another door. This is one more. So there are so many doors opening into the living space, but the trick was how to design it so that the doors don't show as doors. They had door closers naturally, so when they are not open and nobody is using the space, or it can permanently be kept closed. So this is one of the bedrooms. It's a guest bedroom. Very simple space actually. As far as the utility was required, it needed a medium-sized wardrobe. It needed a proper bed and a attached toilet. So what we did is we used the same veneer which is used outside, the smoked teak veneer. And sorry. We created this bed brack using the cement boards which you saw outside, which we saw above the dining table, and we created the bed back using that. And this was a simple, very nice, simple bed designed in teak. So it gave a very nice backdrop to that space, to very nice ambience to the space. And these are slanted sliding folding shutters which we have designed, basically with an idea of letting in light where required. This is in space of in place of curtains. So behind that there is a roller blind. So in case you need to make this room darker, you would just roll down the blinds. Otherwise, through the day, there would be a little bit of light coming in through the slats. So when they're opened up, these slats fold up and go behind this chair, and they go in line with this panel. A detail of the bed and the bed back. So primarily when we design our interiors, we design everything. We are a major part in the decision of what are the bed spreads, what are the bed covers, what is going to be the texture of the fabrics, how the weaving is to be done, if there is an embroidery, what kind of embroidery is to be done. So we take part as an architect and as an interior designer. You are supposed to know at least some part of everything, every profession that is allied to our profession, because there are so many elements that come in. And this is a cement panel, as I told you, and this was an initial sketch which we had done, and later on we did it in AutoCAD, and we got it engraved by a laser cutting machine. It becomes a very interesting part of the guest bedroom. This is the master bedroom. Again, you can see there is a lot of texture here. You see these in the entrance lobby. You saw vertical grooves here. The same grooves are converted into horizontal grooves. This is actually a wardrobe. It's actually the wardrobe, and these grooves work as handles to open the wardrobe. But when the wardrobe is closed, it forms a total horizontal panel, and the same paneling has been taken onto the window. So this is a shutter in front of the window. Behind that is a roller blind. So when you want again the space to be dark, you can take the roller blind down, and the entire area has a panel look to it. So this is the master bed, and behind the bed again, if you see, there is a zoom photograph. These are hand chipped panels of stone. This is a stone which is available in Rajasthan. So we got these panels made, and there's a particular design to it, texture to it. And if you see over here, the bed back is in glass. So bed back is not a very huge bed back, or it's not very imposing, doesn't have any fabric paneling or anything like that. This bed back is in glass, so that you can see the texture behind. And the texture goes all the way to the floor. I'll show it to you on the next photograph. I think the texture is clear here. So there's this texture on the panels. So we got these panels made. We located a person who would make this for us, and we got this whole thing designed. And there are nice lights over here as well as on the floor behind the bed, which light up this whole stone panel and forms a very, very interesting texture. So it's all about, so here in this room, if you see, there is no abundance of color. It's basically in shades of teak. It's in white. It's in shades of gray. If you see the shade of gray which is used on the bed cover is there over here, which forms a frame for the bed back. Now the strips, the same color is used over here in the veneer. Again, this has a light gray, white curtains. So you don't see too much of color in this photograph, but what is very important is the use of textures. And this photograph shows you how different textures have been used. So you see textures over here, you see texture here, you see different textures on the bed covers. But it's very important, all these textures are bound together properly. It shouldn't clash with each other. Even if you use two textures next to each other, the marriage between these two textures is supposed to be very, very perfect. This is another bedroom. This is the children's bedroom. I think one of Dheeraj's favorite spaces, as he was telling me, he has gone through my website. And this is the children's bedroom. You can see it was getting in wonderful light through the day. And so we decided to use nice bright colors. So you see all the primary colors used. You see a nice blue, you see a yellow, you see a red, and there's a dark gray floor. There is white on the cabinets. There is white onto the ceiling. But at the same time, and the same colors have been repeated. These are denim cushions, blue denim cushions again. But all these colors have been repeated onto the bed covers and on these pillows, etc. But even onto the chair. But it doesn't look like a hodgepodge. So it's very important how colors are used. We have used red. This is a very nice red which we have used as a backdrop. If you see in the photograph, that backdrop has been taken up. It has been turned inside, and there are drop lights coming from there. So this is a very bright bedroom. Instead of the dark teak which we have used outside, here we have used actual wooden planks. These are rubber wood planks which have been used as the bed back. And so this is actually a platform bed. And this again, the platform bed continues over here as a platform counter, where the children can actually, they have small kids, so the kids can sit here and look out. And it's a low bed, so generally kids like to jump on the bed, etc. So it's a low bed. It's very easily accessible for the kids. So we have used a deep red color which goes onto the ceiling. The rest of it is all in this warm gray color, which gives a good background for these colors used. So there is a yellow, and this is a wardrobe again with a round cutout. The round cutout acts as a handle. So this is an important part of the room. You see these red slats over here. This is how it shows when it's open. It actually opens, the entire thing can open up, and um, it can go against one of the panels, and the whole thing becomes open. And when you close it, uh, yeah, this is the photograph of the whole thing being closed. See, that's the detail. So it all opens up like this. These two can also open up against this panel, and you get the entire view. And when you want it to be closed, in this slot over here above are the roller blinds. So in case it's necessary to stop the light coming in, the roller blinds can be taken down, and the entire space becomes dark. So that's how it's when it's closed, and that's how it's when it's opened. And again on this side, so because they have a small daughter, she likes to stand up and she likes to take a stool and paint on this. So we've just given something like a whiteboard. So it becomes very interesting. Again, the same colors have been used in the artwork on the walls. So I'll take you to another place. This is an office which we have done again on the 11th floor of a building, and it's an interesting office for a developer, where we have enclosed a couple of terraces which were available and made it into, so you get a good view of the outside, and you get a very nice garden. So that's the entrance to the office. You enter through that lobby beyond, and you enter into this space. So this is the reception area. Again, not a very formal reception area. Behind the reception, you see these plants, and you see the view of Pune city. And we designed all this furniture also. We call this the caterpillar table. It's actually like a caterpillar, and it moves like this. It's in 2-3 parts. And so this is the formal entrance lobby, and you step down, you come, and there is a blue carpet on this side. You see a blue carpet here, and then that becomes the part of the main office. And on the left side, this is the name of the office. That's where the branding has been done, and this is a backlit box where all the projects can be displayed. So if there are any visitors sitting in the reception area, they can see the number of projects that are being undertaken by the developer. It's a photograph of the reception area. You have travertine marble as a background on both walls. There are these two parallel walls have the travertine, which is taken outside. So the moment, because it is taken outside the garden and this space, it almost feels that there is no barrier in between the two. And that's a very simple reception table with the logo at the back. And you have sunken lights over here. These slats where there are no lights are for the air conditioning. So you see this slat and this slat is for the air conditioning, whereas these other slats are there for the lighting for the space. So interesting part, if you see this bench or this sofa has a glass back. This is a in-house design by Lovekar Design Associates, as we have now patented the design also, where here you have an entire sofa, and the glass, the back is in glass. This is a thick and 12 mm thick glass which we have inserted inside, and so that it gives you an uninterrupted view of the background. You see the trees and the developments in Pune city. This is in the center of Pune. This is in a place called Shivaji Nagar. And that's the caterpillar table. So I could move this. Yeah, you see the table turning like a L-shaped thing. So it's in parts, and it has a 45-degree corner here, and we call it the caterpillar table. So there are some things of great interest here. These benches are different. The center table is different. You have the space which is continuous, and you feel as if you're sitting in a garden. So again, a lot of texture. This is painted gray. Uh, there's a travertine marble at the back. So overall becomes an interesting picture. So in this photograph, you can see this bench and the glass clearly. Can you see this, ma'am? Yeah. So you can see the glass, you can see the travertine marble. So as I said, these are two opposite walls where the travertine marble has been taken out. And then this is where the actual office starts. So as a contrast to the black colored flooring, here we decided to use a blue carpet, a very royal blue kind of a carpet, which we've used over here. And all these things over here, these partitions are the cabins of the managing directors. And in order to identify the passage and highlight the passage, we have these wooden strips which have been taken onto the ceiling also with a slit light in them. And on this side again there is a spiral staircase on this side which leads to the terrace. I don't know if I have a photo of that. There is a spiral staircase which leads to the terrace, and this is another cabin on this side. So if you're standing over, you see the terrace on this part. On this axis, you can see till the terrace there, and over here you can see till the terrace here. So you get a both X and Y axis view. Yeah. So that's a very interesting terrace which takes you to the garden above, and we have repeated the same travertine marble onto this surface. So it's a replication of what has been done in the lobby, and that's a wooden spiral staircase with a stainless steel railing. But the railing doesn't touch the staircase anywhere over on this side, where it will go and touch it here like this on the side. A view of the lobby as one sees it. So you have the cabins on the left, and as you go ahead, you have the staff seating on the right side. It's one of the cabins of the managing directors. You see the artwork which has been used on this is it's huge. It's about a 12 feet long artwork which has been used. So it does in some way duplicate the colors which are there on the carpet by using these blues here, and we got an artist to make it for us. And so here we have warm veneer, a long panel against which this artwork has been done. Again, all this light gray colored storage which you see on the left side, all this paneling houses a storage. So all the filing, etc., goes behind that. That's the terrace on the extreme side as well. There is a terrace which is seen from the conference room. Yeah. So this is another project which is the Malpani House, which has recently won a few awards. It was selected amongst the top 20 residential apartment design in India by Elle Decor magazine. Actually, the design of this apartment is very, very simple. There was nothing gimmicky about it. But the interesting part over here was the ceiling. The entire house has a black colored ceiling. Entire house ceiling is painted in black. and the floor is a cement gray floor. These are huge slabs of cement clay vitrified tiles, about 8 feet by 4 feet tiles. And if you see in this photograph, you have a huge opening on this side, and here too on the left also we had huge windows, continuous windows. So there was only one wall which became the focal wall, the focal point. So as one enters this space, you see only one wall. There's only one wall here in this entire thing, because on the opposite side from where the photograph has been taken, you see the kitchen. There's the kitchen on that side. So this was the only wall in the entire living room. So we decided to use this wall as a focal point, and selected this different color for the wall. It's a simple color from Asian Paints, and selected a painting to go exactly along with the wall. It's an abstract painting. So as I was telling you, it's very important for architects and interior designers to have an idea of paintings, of artwork, of fabrics, of different textures, of different ways of lighting the space. There are so many different aspects to design, and one should know all of this. So that's how. Uh, so ideally, if you see in this photograph, all these elements go very well with each other. The colors on the painting, the wall at the back, the sofa fabrics, everything. There's nothing loud about it. Nothing shouts at you. It's a very subtle combination. If you see, actually, if you even see the carpet also has the same colors which are used on the wall. And we were lucky to get something which went on so well. And the combination is a very subtle combination. It's not loud. When I say subtle, I mean it's very soft. It's not loud. It doesn't shout at you. If you see this, the ceiling which is coming down over here, this ceiling houses the air conditioning system, and there are AC vents on the sides. A view of the same space at night, and towards evening around 7:30. You see a beautiful blue sky outside. So here we have a light gray colored, cement colored flooring. The flooring in the terrace is wood finished, but it's dark gray. So you have to work out an entire color combination which works well. Again, that this is in smoked, instead of smoked teak, this is in smoked oak. So a very subtle, very nice veneer. Yeah, that's a photograph of the dining space, and a simple unit which has been designed as a divider between the entrance and the dining area. So this is one of the bedrooms. This is one of the bedrooms. This is the master bedroom. So because we were having a black ceiling and a gray colored floor tile, we decided to keep everything else very simple. So here the theme is totally in black and white with warm veneer, and the paneling around the bed is totally in white, whereas the bed back is designed with triangular with a fabric with a triangular design on it, black and white triangles on it. And everywhere through the house we have plain black bed sheets. We do not have bed sheets with design on them. We do not have something which is very ornate, very ornamental. It is very clean. So the idea is to give the house a very stark, very clean, a very you learn the word minimalism in while studying. So this is an example of a minimalistic house where actually everything, there's nothing which is extra. Everything is just as much required. These are the wardrobes. And again, there are wardrobes on this side and over here also. But in order to make it look lighter, we have used mirror onto this wardrobe, and there's a mirror. So also doubles up as a dressing table, as a dressing unit. That's a photograph of the bedroom. So very, very clean, very simple. The idea of using a black ceiling was with the whole concept of black indicates infinity. So you don't, it's almost like sleeping out on the terrace at night where it's an infinite sky. You have that feeling at times when you're sleeping here. You see that AC unit is here. It's totally hidden behind in the black color. That's one of the bedrooms. Again, a very bright red was used. This is a shocking red which was used, and this was primarily the only color element that was used in this bedroom. This is the formal. This is the modern version of the four-poster bed with a thick mattress on it, so that it becomes comfortable to sleep on. And again, there was only one wall in this bedroom because here you have a L-shaped window. Even in the earlier photos, if you see, yeah, you have, so this whole thing is an L-shaped window. And similarly here we have an L-shaped window with white and dark gray drapes. So this becomes the focal wall. So we had a formal four-poster bed and red paneling against which an abstract painting in red was placed. And this is a storage unit for books, etc. This is the daughter's bedroom, and this is a storage unit for books. That's another book unit with light below, and that's a writing table. So you can see the writing table in the mirror. This is a mirror. That's a dressing unit, which is a mirror. And so this much is the space for the bed, and beyond this is the mirror. So using of mirror, space disappears, and many times space gets duplicated. So it depends on how you place it and how you use the mirrors in an interesting manner. Again, very interesting, very nice lights to go along with the theme. One more residence which we did with a black ceiling is this one. This is known as the Sathe residence, where the layout is very similar to the Malpani House, which is the earlier layout. But here the color was used. We used warm colors. We used a warm yellow, a deep chrome yellow, and the floor is the same. The ceiling is the same. But if you see the color, the language of color has changed. There is a rust, there is a yellow, and there is yellow on the carpet also. And rust has come onto the chairs, and yellow has come onto the wall behind the TV. So the same space can be designed in different ways, but if the basics are same, even if the wall and the ceiling is the same, it can look different from. So these are two apartments which are one below the other. That's a small unit which again becomes a divider between the entrance and the dining, and also houses the crockery cutlery which is required for the dining space. Close-up view. One more apartment that Dheeraj ji asked me to show is an apartment which is Mr. Sunil Nahar's residence, which is in a very high-end apartment scheme called the Castle Royale. And these are huge 4,000 square feet apartments with a beautiful view of the University of Pune, of rain trees beyond. You can see the view. You can see the view on this side. It's a beautiful view of the city. And so here again, the colors and textures which were used were unique. We used veneer on the vertical surfaces like this on the palmets and turned it inside, and the central ceiling was white and it was taken down, whereas the background is a wallpaper, is a textured wallpaper. And again, paintings which went on with the same color scheme have been used. So we try not to use artwork which is very loud, which doesn't go with the theme. These are L-shaped sofas. So all of this material, the furniture was bought from Italy and France. close-up of the same space. A very high-end apartment. And this is wallpaper which goes onto this wall and then continues into the dining space also. So the white band goes, which is in the ceiling, where you see have these AC troughs. The same band goes down, and it actually cuts this line on one on the living side and one on the dining side. That's the dining area. Very interesting light fitting which we have got. These are copper tubes with LED lights in them. We got them assembled in China. Of course, this was 5 years ago. So this is a clinic which we did for a doctor couple, and this actually won us the Triple ID National Award in the healthcare category. So this is a clinic. This was a small, about 800 square feet clinic. So it had a typical requirement of a clinic where you needed to have visiting chairs and you needed to have 2 cabins for both doctors. So the unique part of this is the central ceiling was all taken in white with these slit lighting, and these are all the certificates. So this whole thing was taken as white, whereas the rest of the ceiling along with the walls were painted a deep chrome yellow, and chrome yellow was used in the ceiling, and this goes through the passage. So you see the use of mirror here again duplicates the space as required, and this whole space goes into the passage. Yeah, so you see yellow coming from here, going onto the ceiling, again going onto the frame, and white is sandwiched in between them. And the same yellow goes into the passage and into the other cabins also. So that's the first level of sitting, the gray seating which you saw outside, and plus there is sitting over here. So as one goes into the cabins, you have, if your number is next, then you come and sit here. That's one of the cabins, and that's the glass door to another cabin. So this ceiling is in wood, it comes down, it's in plywood, it comes down, there's light beyond. So the yellow ceiling actually, though it is only 1/3 of the portion, it gets the focus of attention. Close up of the passage. And you see the yellow ceiling going into one of the cabins. The rest of the interiors is very neat, very clean, all in white. That's another office for a developer. Now this was a unique project where the proportions of the space were very, very linear. It was a very long office, almost in a proportion of 1:5. So this is the entrance, and you see and actually the width of the office is only this much, and it's a long space. So it starts from here and goes till here, where the width is only this much. It's an office for Janki Construction is one of the construction companies. It's one of the developers in Pune. So what we had to do is, because the width was less, the cabins partitions had to be majorly in glass, and only the parallel walls on this axis were opaque, because that was the space between 2 cabins, whereas the connection to the passage was through glass shutters and glass partitions, so that the less width of the space was not seen, was not felt. That's the reception area. This is the block which has the lift. So one enters into the lift from here. It became a good. We have a nice vertical garden on the outside. So you enter from here, and that's the sitting. And this is the staircase going down. And on this side is a wooden staircase which goes up. And between this and the wooden staircase is a 40 feet high chandelier, light fitting actually, which we designed using different rectangles which were lit from inside. Yeah, so this whole light fitting, if you see from top to bottom, the whole thing is about 40 feet in height and something like 15 to 20 feet in width. They're all connected to each other. So you put on one switch and all these lights go on. So because the width was less, we had to go in for a staircase which did not look very heavy. So this is a staircase designed with wooden treads, but with a clean glass railing. So, and it was designed on a central MS member. This is the MS steel member which you see in the ceiling. That's for the staircase on top. So you have a similar MS member going over here, which supports the staircase. It's a centrally supported staircase and with glass railings on both sides. It's a very sleek, very neatly designed, detailed. So the important part was, how does one design with such a small width space? Then the light fittings were important. The staircase is important here. That's on the topmost floor. This is the managing director's cabin. Somebody's mic on, please. You can see the light fittings from behind the frosted glass. So that's, you can feel the length of the space in this photograph.